Hey, what to do, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. Hope you're just having a great day. So we made some huge progress on the Ford today. We've actually already wrapped up the video. Brad came over to help out with a ton of stuff. But if you guys remember the old Ford 10, this thing has been running good ever since we made that extremely basic repair to the clutch disconnect button over there. And then the floor mats have been sitting in the shop for the better part of 2-3 months now. So we are officially gonna finish this project 100%, get the floor mats in there so she can go on her merry way and have a happy life. And pretty much today's video is gonna be completely consumed with Brad's truck. Awesome progress was made today. And I would say, and as always, there may be something else that squeaks its way into this video, but that truck is 100% this video. So I hope you guys enjoy it. Let's go ahead and jump on into it and let's roll.
I came from the mud.
So you guys can see this nice, beautiful new head gasket that we have. Looks really good. It is the wrong one. The one thing that does suck a little bit is that this head has two of these little alignment dowels right here. It's like an exact sequence that you have to do. There's a torque spec that you have to follow. We're gonna go ahead and get the bushings ready and the engine mounts. So not that this has anything to do with the Cummins build, but we were having some issues with our well this morning, and well, having water kind of takes a little bit of priority over working on the Cummins. Regardless, it's only about noon, so we still got a lot of time to get a bunch of work done on this thing. My goal for today is to get the oil pan, front timing cover, rear main seal, pretty much the whole bottom side, front and back of the engine, all sealed up and ready to start putting stuff back together. So there's not really a whole lot of excitement right now because I got to take this off, and it's just a lot of slow, meticulous prep work like we did yesterday. So I'm gonna go ahead and set the camera down. I'm just gonna grind through it, and then when we're ready to start putting stuff back together, I'll kind of show you guys what we got going on. And there's nothing left to it but to do it. So I'll see you guys in a little bit. So we're gonna go ahead and start towards the back of the engine. I can tell that that tappet right there already has some scoring on it. So we're gonna go ahead and pull that one out. And the other one's actually just laying right next to it. So let me go ahead and get my handy dandy magnet that is covered in oil. Let me get this thing cleaned off real quick. So I'm already dirty enough. Let's see if this magnet's big enough to pull these things out. I think it will be. Let's see. Boop, bingo. Actually, no, that one's not too bad. It was just dirty. All right, so let's cross our fingers that we got 6 good tappets over here. Out of the 6 remaining over there, there's one that's like really close to being good, but if we can find 6 good ones, I'd rather not use it. So let's cross our fingers that we get lucky and see what we can find in here. All right, let's get to work. If this last one is good, we are set. Not great. We're gonna put you back. Let's see, how about you? All right, guys, we are good. Here is lucky number 6. We are in business with the tappets. So we're gonna go ahead and drop in the last 6 tappets. This is one of those things that you have to do while the oil pan's off. There's literally no other way to get to them. Unless you're Houdini, I don't know. But let me go ahead and get those dropped in, and then we are going to work on the oil pickup tube, and then it's time to start fitting everything up. All right, guys, I'm about this close to calling it quits for today. I got some other stuff that I gotta take care of, but I'm just gonna show you guys one more thing before we wrap it up for the day. This is the pickup tube that came off of the other engine. The one that was on here basically picked it up from the front of the engine, and this one obviously picks it up from the rear. So if there's any like actual professional mechanics that are watching this video, let me know if I'm wrong in my thought process on this one. But what I like to do when I'm working on anything that's like inside the engine compartment that's getting like torqued down to spec, I actually like to remove any of the oil that may be in the threads. And then when I put the bolts in too, I basically clean everything with parts cleaner. So that way when I torque them down, I don't have to worry about them like being super lubricated and breaking that torque spec and backing out, because The last thing you want is a bolt coming loose inside right here, because that's detrimental. So let me know if I'm wrong and if it even matters, but that's what I'm gonna do anyways. I'm gonna go ahead and clean these threads out. I'm gonna go ahead and put that gasket on there. We're gonna get this piece installed, and then I'm gonna go ahead and set the oil pan on top of it to keep out any contaminants, and then we're gonna go ahead and call it a day. So yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and get these things cleaned out, get it put together, and then I'm going out to dinner tonight. So we'll go ahead and start off by, let's see, this hole, those two holes, okay. So not that I regret taking this project on. I love working on this stuff. It's just work has not cooperated with me wanting to work in this shop. I got called out this morning. I got like an hour to squeeze in right now, and then I got to take off again. So we're gonna go ahead and torque this thing down. You guys can see I went ahead and picked up a brand new freshie because my other one was broken, and we're gonna get that thing torqued down. Then if I have time, I'm gonna go ahead and try and put everything on there real quick. This is not something that I want to rush, so I got to make a couple phone calls, make sure that timelines have not changed, but I'm guessing it's going to take me about an hour or so to go ahead and put all the sealant on all the gaskets and get everything torqued down and get this engine sealed up. So let me go ahead and figure out what the torque spec for this is, and then I'm just going to set the camera up on a time lapse. We're going to try and jam through this as fast as we can.
Let me tell him one time, I've been on the grind, this my prime. Let me tell him one time, I've been on the grind, and this my prime. Yeah, I'm sorry for the wait, didn't think I'd come up, y'all just need a little faith. I've been patient, just waiting on the river with an ace. Gotta move real careful, we coming surveying the place. I touched down in your city, that's a rival. Y'all got one thing on your mind, it's survival. But if you wanna take a shot at the title, call the medic, we checking your vitals. Let me tell him one time, I've been on the grind, this my prime. Let me tell him one time, I've been on the grind, and this my prime. Let me tell him one time, said I'm all in my prime. Let me tell him one time, I've been on the grind, feeling real good, yeah, all in my prime. It's about that time, say your goodbyes, cause ain't no match for the way that I grind, yeah, I'm all in my prime time.
All right, so there was one little thing that I forgot to add, and that is the fancy new oil return line for the turbo. So we went ahead and got that in the side. We put it right in between those two slots right there. Pretty much matched it up with what he had on the other pan. We basically wanted it as far forward and as high up as we could. We did go a little bit higher on that one. This one, he tried to weld it on while it was on the truck still. Really hard to get right here. So I'm assuming that's why he left a larger gap right here. But on the other one, it's even higher, which is actually better. So having said that, I think that was the last thing we needed to prepare. This is all clean, ready to go. I have this all clean, all ready to go. So I do believe it's go time.
We mile high, the gate closed. Same city as Royce and I mean Rose. It's flatbeds for the checks, that's a bank rolls. I've been killing it, I'm guilty, case closed. Yeah, y'all are too basic, my reputation borderline amazing. Good things coming, they just need a little patience. Ready for whatever, all you gotta do is say when. In my eyes, when I rise, I visualize. I ain't ever taking a break, you taking 5. Even if I ain't got it, know that I make the time. On my next move, by the time that the ink will dry. Let me tell him one time, I've been on the grind, this my prime. Let me tell him one time, I've been on the grind, and this my prime. Let me tell him one time, said I'm all in my prime. Let me tell him one time, I've been on the grind, feeling real good, yeah, all in my prime. It's about that time, say your goodbyes, cause ain't no match for the way that I grind, yeah, I'm all in my prime.
All right, so to start things off with, I'm gonna go ahead and talk about one of the slight issues that we had. Let's go ahead and get this engine uncovered. So you guys can see this nice, beautiful new head gasket that we have. Looks really good. It is the wrong one. Basically, this is a head gasket that is designed for an engine that has what's called O-rings, where they basically machine a groove into the block itself. And then on the head, there's another groove machined into that. Basically, this little guy gets sandwiched in there. So typically engines that run this setup are super high boost. They're pushing big numbers, and we're not those guys. We do have a head with fire rings in it, so we're like halfway there. But for our application, this is not gonna work. And we did check out the order. It was ordered correctly. They sent us the wrong one, but since I just like jumped in head first, assuming it was gonna be the correct one, set it down and I was like, shoot, this is the wrong one. So supposedly we do have the correct one now. It's inside this box right here. I'm not gonna like open up the actual packaging to the gasket itself. We're just gonna open up the outside box and then we'll double check, make sure it's the right one, and then we'll go ahead and open it up. All right, here we go, moment of truth. Try to be very gentle, protect the packaging. Come on, you can do it. All right. We are looking in a little bit better shape than we were last time. It's looking like it's actually the correct head gasket. Okay. All right, so things are looking pretty good. We have the correct head gasket, 89 to 98, 12 valve Cummins, standard head gasket. So we can go ahead and pull this one off. Not gonna throw it away. These are not cheap, and who knows, we may end up using it in the future. So, all right, well, now that we know we have the correct head gasket on there, we can go ahead and make our way over to the cylinder head where I can show you guys the fire rings that are actually machined into this thing. Basically around each cylinder, you have this small metal ring that basically just puts extra force down onto the metal ring that exists onto the head gasket, and it's supposed to create like a better seal. So that, in conjunction with the ARP head studs, technically you're supposed to be able to hold more boost. So one thing that does suck a little bit is that this head has two of these little alignment dowels right here, where it's basically just like a piece of round tubing, and that is to line the head up onto the engine blocks so that it basically goes down exactly where it needs to. Now the problem is the alignment pins, or whatever you want to call them, they decided to stay in that block and not come off with the head. And this one, they decided to stay in the head and not in the block. So they basically reversed roles. So I got to figure out a way to get these out, because I'm going to go ahead and leave the ones in the block. And you guys can tell it's a little bit rusty. So we may be spraying some WD-40 on there to try and help get these things out. All right, guys. Well, I got the bottom side about as clean as I could get it. You don't want to go too aggressive with it because you don't really want to take off any of the original machining marks. That kind of helps with the seal on the head gasket and all that good stuff. So I'm not going to go any farther, but we did get all the residue off. She's looking pretty good. I'm going to go ahead and give the top just a quick wipe down, and then we'll get the engine hoist dragged over there somehow. Not a whole lot of room to work in here right now, but we'll get it over there, and we'll get this head set. All right, we got the cylinder head cleaned off pretty good, and I know I've said this before, but I just love this new air hydraulic ram jack. This thing is sweet. Makes life way, way easier, way better than how it used to be. But let's go ahead and get this thing lifted up. Easy day. So nice. I'm just gonna blow it off one more time before we go ahead and set it down for the last time. Just make sure that there's absolutely zero dust in there. Here we go. He does it. Come down a hair more. Beautiful. All right. She is down. All right, so now it's time for probably the most crucial part of this entire repair slash build that we're doing, and that's installing the ARP head studs. There's like an exact sequence that you have to do. There's a torque spec that you have to follow. You have to tighten them down, I think a total of 3 times. I'll have to look over the manual again, but we're gonna go ahead and grab the head studs. We are going to drop them all into place. There's a special, I forgot what they call it. I don't think it's an assembly lube. It's a, you know, I don't even remember what it's called, but I have a jug of it over here. It is Ultra Torque Fastener Assembly Lubricant. So this is extremely crucial when you guys are installing these things. You do not want to skip out on that step. And let me go ahead and get this magical box over there, and we'll start installing all of this stuff, get it all put back together. And then once that's done, we are going to bring the whole engine over and we are going to set it back in the Ford. Well, actually, I think before we do that, I'm gonna go ahead and push the chassis out there. We'll pressure wash all of this, get it all nice and clean, so that way if it does start leaking again, we will be able to see where it's coming from. But today is the day. That engine's coming back in one way or another. For those of you who may be like a super gearhead or are interested in learning about these things, these are the tappets that ride on top of the cams, and I'm basically just going to show you guys how they work real quick. As the cam rolls around, basically pushes up on the surface, and you have your push rod, which as this comes up, it basically pushes on the rocker arms right here, and that's what opens and closes your valves. It's probably something that most of you guys know, but for those who don't, that's how it works. So anyways, we are going to go ahead and drop all of these in, and then once we have everything in there, I'll start to adjust them accordingly, and then we'll start the torque sequence.
Hola, yeah, it's been a long time coming. They ain't cuffing my cloth, they tugging it. Putting up numbers, 99 pounds, and I'm still kept at 100. Yeah, it's been a long time coming. They ain't cuffing my cloth, they tugging it. Putting up numbers, 99 pounds, and I'm still kept at 100. Yeah, who don't play, play.
All right, so we got all the ARP head studs in there. They are not torqued down yet. We have all the nuts on here. I figured I'd go ahead and take advantage of the situation and start to teach my son about torque specs and kind of showing him a couple things as we go about the process. Now, according to the ARP guidelines, I think I'm supposed to start with this bolt right here, and then basically just work our way outwards. And that actually may be the incorrect pattern. I'm gonna have to look it up real quick, but once I have all the exact information, we're gonna go ahead and start getting this thing torqued down, and we're gonna let him do the bulk of the work. You ready for this?
Yes.
Okay. Oh, where's my chair? Oh, I'm just kidding. I'll go get it.
Nope.
You can
Oh,
use
this
that.
one's open.
That's all right. I'll bring it over now, okay?
Okay.
All right, so I'm gonna take a look at this, buddy. All right, you see how these are different sizes than that one?
Yep.
Okay, so we need to find a socket that fits this one, okay? You do that?
Yep.
It's gonna be one of those ones in there.
Oh. Too tiny.
Okay. And this engine has what's called metric bolts on it. So metric, you can tell it'll say MM, okay? And see how these don't say MM?
Oh, yeah.
Okay, these will say like 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I think those are like a 12 or a 13, so try one of those two, okay? Well, it doesn't work, huh?
Let's try 14.
Whoops.
14 works.
14 works? Let me see. Oh, 13? That's the one. Go ahead and put it on this thing. Hold on. Okay. I'm going to show you a little bit about that wrench right now, okay?
Okay.
Alright, so if you look down at the bottom, you see all those numbers?
Yeah.
You didn't even look.
Oh.
Okay. I'll get this on there. Down here. See all these numbers?
Oh, yeah, I saw.
So these are called foot-pounds, okay? And this adjusts.
Oh.
Okay, so we need to find out the first number that we need to set this to, okay? So give me 1 second. So for the M8 bolts, which are what these ones are, we need to set it to 25 foot-pounds, okay? So watch this. Okay, see how you pull this down?
Yeah.
Okay, now you see how it says 20, 40, 60, 80, 100?
Yeah.
And see how it says 30, 50, 70, 90? Okay, so right now, we're set at 20 and 0, okay? We need to get to 25, so you'll pull that down, and then you'll rotate it till we get to the 5. You see that?
Yeah.
Okay, so now what we want to do is go ahead, and I'll do the first one for you. See how that tightens?
Yeah.
Watch this right here, okay? When it gets to 25, it'll click. So you're gonna keep going. You see that?
Yeah.
Okay, go ahead and do that to the other 5, okay? So I gotta set mine to 125. Give me 1 second before you get too crazy. Hold on, buddy.
We'll just put
No,
this.
hold on.
Just
Let's see, one thing that you can do with it, watch. Just hold this with one hand out here, like this, okay? The other one, right here. Right here, okay? Now, okay, hold it. Okay, I'm gonna guide you, okay? You just go like this, pull it towards you. Go like this, pull it towards you. Just like that, okay? Until it clicks right here. Yep, that's it.
Long time coming, black on the bottom of my feet from running. Cataracts under my eyes from hustling. Going from buying to selling to customers. Run up the business, God is my witness. Sun up to sun up from Monday to Sunday. We maxing the limits. My mind running like Tom Cruise on an action movie. Moving the mission, they say that I'm tripping. I've been told I need a vacation. I'm finessing the visit.
Now, it doesn't say to do this in the instructions, but you guys can go online and look this up. There's guys that'll go in like 4-step increments. I think 3 is okay. I started with a pretty small number. I think I set it at 50. I'm gonna go ahead and go up to like 90 pounds. And then the final spec is 125. So pretty much what you guys just saw right now, we're just gonna rinse and repeat 2 more times. And then the head's on, it's done.
First class, my feet up high in the air on business, yeah. Cover the city, your city ain't working, it's all for nothing. She told me don't let up, it's on us to make it.
All right, big day today. We are going to be setting the engine back into the chassis. It's been a long time coming, and I feel like this is the official turning point of where the project starts to actually come back together. We just have one slight little hiccup, and that's that we have the old engine block sitting right there, and it's just kind of in the way. I don't really need it here anymore. We have everything stripped off of it that we need. So I'm gonna go ahead and pick it up with the engine hoist. We're gonna bring it out here. We're gonna go ahead and set it on that nice, beautiful tire we got sitting right there. And then once that's done and the engine hoist is freed back up, we'll go ahead and pick up the Cummins and we'll cart it over this way. And then we'll go ahead and push the chassis back in. At which point we can go ahead and set the engine in there and we can start to bolt everything back up. Whether or not we get to that point today, we'll see. If I can get the engine in there and secured, it's gonna be a good day. Realistically, it probably would have been smart to save the old oil pans. I did throw them away. They were just so smashed up and dinged up, and Brad said get rid of them. But now that I'm thinking about it, as far as transporting this thing, probably would have been better to have an oil pan on there. But we don't, so no point in crying about it. So for now, we're gonna go ahead and do some very fancy rigging and get this thing lifted up and out of here. All right, so you guys can see we got the old block sitting out there already. We do have the new one rigged up. All my crane friends are probably like biting their fingernails right now. Definitely on the sketchier side of things, but we're only gonna bring it up maybe like an inch off the ground. So if something does happen, it's just gonna fall back on the stands. So I'm at a slight impasse right now while I'm waiting for Brad to get here. The old engine still has the engine mounts on it, and we need them on this one so that we can set it into the chassis. And I may need the engine hoist out there to actually lift that one up. I'm trying to decide if I actually push the chassis in here right now. So we're not super crunched for time, but word on the street is that there is a storm coming, which means I need to get everything cleaned up around the ranch, which includes this disastrous table right here. Everything needs to get out of the weather. So that's kind of why I've got the big push going today to send this home, get that other engine into here, try and consolidate some space a little bit because the shop is just out of control right now. So I think for the time being, we're gonna go ahead and just push the chassis back in there. And then when Brad does get here, we'll just go ahead and pick this thing up and set it in the back of his truck, along with some other odds and ends that I don't have any need for, like this, that bell housing, just a bunch of little knickknacks that we're just gonna send with him because I don't need them in the shop anymore. All right, well, Brad just showed up, so we're gonna send this thing back home and try and set the camera somewhere nice where it'll get everything. It's looking good. right, so we got the engine pretty much ready to go in. We're gonna go ahead and get the bushings ready and the engine mounts. Go ahead and set this one over here. Get them squeezed in there a little bit. Move these fine engine stands out of the way. All right. Let's set this thing down in there before my fancy rigging breaks. I get used to wearing boots.
Oh boy. I'm in.
These pucks are significantly smaller than the previous ones.
Really? Must be an updated, slightly more Chinese version.
Well, do you want to...
Or they just got sandwiched out.
I don't know. It's in there though.
We'll just send it.
That's all to crush it. Niggas gon' take some just to make some, so put that in your budget. Yeah, can't keep moving your dreams with you when you ain't even budging. What got you bugging? Make you a play, don't be scared or reluctant. You made it from nothing, then figure out your clutching. Everything you want in front of you, ain't no discussion. Look, it's been a long time coming. They ain't cuffing my clock, they tugging. Putting up numbers, 99 pounds, and I still kept it 100. Yeah, it's been a long time coming. They ain't cuffing my clock, they tugging. Putting up numbers, 99 pounds, and I still kept it 100. Yeah, who don't play, 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 play. Play, who don't play, 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 who don't play, 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 who don't play, 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 play. It's been a long time coming, track star, long time running. I exterminate foes, they bugging. I'm joke, I want my nuggets, gold, platinum chain, call them Johnny Dang, dog. With my brains, I go off like hurricanes until my diamonds look like rain. My verses, gas, I'm on it, spaz. The business, cash, no money, pass. Kenny said I need a verse, I said give me like 30, I did it in 15 for real. I've been on fire, they want me to chill. I've been on fire, they want me to. Look, it's been a long time coming. They ain't cuffing my clock, they tugging. Putting up numbers, 99 pounds, and I'm still kept it 100. Yeah, it's been a long time coming. They ain't cuffing my clock, they tugging. Putting up numbers, 99 pounds, and I'm still kept it 100. Yeah, who don't play, 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 who don't play, 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 who don't play, 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 who don't play, 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 who don't, yeah.
All right, well, we made pretty good progress today. As you guys can tell, it's starting to come back together. Definitely way easier with two people. Yeah, this would have taken me at least a day and a half by myself, probably. But since Brad was here, it went way faster.
3 hours.
And I'm gonna wrap this up. I'm glad to actually be going in the putting back together phase of this project now. I don't think the rest of it's actually gonna take too much longer. So I'm gonna go and put the screws to this video. Thank you guys for watching. If you could do me a huge solid like, subscribe, share this with amigos. Hit that notification button down below so you guys can continue to see progress on the Fummins repair / build. I don't know, what would you call it?
Leaks.
Yeah. And yeah, I still need to clean up the shop a little bit because we got some rain coming, and I will see you guys next time. Later.